Don't forget to subscribe, add your comments, and share your memories. If you have any old VHS tapes or even DVD to dispose, let me know. Drop me an email on seaeagle666@gmail.com.
The St George side, slightly different from that which we've seen in recent weeks. Wilfred Williams back in on the wing because of Ricky Walford having to drop out during the week, and Steve Robinson comes in at 5'8". But look at this forward pack. What a different side this is. Fullerton Smith and Wynn will certainly add a lot of class to that side, especially Fullerton Smith coming back after that injury. The trump card this afternoon, of course, they're coming back from the bye. Conlon at fullback, Tate and Florimo teaming up in the centres, and watch that halfback 5'8" combination, Brendan Clark. They've been in great form this year. But in the forwards, North Sydney have got some big men up front, Bella and McKinnon, and those second rowers quite outstanding at their best, Graham and French. That ball and tried to soccer it through for his teammates. And it was good thinking from Beattie. That could have easily come off for St George, but good play and good positional play from Cannon.
Well, he certainly was, David, but after his kick, he really should have taken possession there. He tried to scoop it up off the ground in one moment. And they're the sort of silly things. They've got to settle things down.
Blindside comes Bella, and the big kangaroo prop gets the ball back to the halfway line. A couple of metres in from the western touchline. It's with Friend. Back it goes to Graham. Back to Friend. The long pass out wide finds Tate, and Tate trying to stand on the tackle. He can't deliver the pass though. Good defence from Beattie on the halfway line. That kick from Lennon is charged down and picked up by Friend, who's picked the ball up to the quarter line. They're going for, I should say, Clark, and Clark's tackle only 18 metres out from St George's line as the referee says 6 to go. Blindside it comes. Out wide now. The ball goes away to McKinnon, and McKinnon's taken. Only 18 metres out from that St George line. That's McGrahan going straight through. Back it goes to Cannon, and Cannon looking for support on the outside, and there's nobody at home. North Sydney right on the attack. In a dummy half as Friend. Cannon plays the ball forward. It stacks on the mill, and the referee is going to actually ask them to play the ball. So it goes across now. Graham standing in the tackle, sends the pass away, and it's intercepted by Kokas.
Take something on their own accord. Do something different, players, please.
Just haven't got their confidence up at the moment. That's what the problem is, I think. In the odd game to do anything wrong in case they find themselves shaking hands with the reserve grade coach next week. As Evans takes the ball ahead, and he's tackled. Only about 30 metres out though from the North Sydney line. That's Johns. The one-handed found Young. Young back down the centre. A pass that was, well, I don't know who it was intended for, but just as well Evans was Johnny on the spot because he managed to pick it up. He plays it. Johnston sends the pass away to Kokas. Now taking it up is Robinson, the dummy. He's out of one. He's over the quarter line. Robinson with Conlon to beat. Good defence. Back it goes to Kokas, and Kokas is in. Super St George try. Kokas has scored, but mark it down to the 5'8", Steve Robinson.
Certainly.
They lost their number one scorer as well. So there's the restart from North Sydney. I wonder what that looked like from the sidelines. Hanso.
Well, the try was tremendous, and thank goodness, David, that someone did something. I mean, we've been sitting here for 15 minutes wondering if someone's going to run with the ball and make a break, and I'm glad it was St George because those two young guys have been toiling very well here today, Kokas and Robinson, and they've taken this game, and let's see if they can go on with it now.
Kokas has probably been their best player all year, but they've made a mistake here in North Sydney. Cannon for the line, and Cannon will score! Cannon has scored for North Sydney, and it's 6-4, and that is the sort of stupid error that Roy Masters has been castigating St George for all week. He got out of it, and Rex Wright is there all over the top of him at the moment.
Good job he slipped there because Don McKinnon, the big frame, was really coming in at him.
And there's Funnell's kick. He's put it between Cannon and Lennon, and Cannon again positioned himself well and trying to position Lennon as well. Will get up and play it 34 metres out from his own line. Now that's Tate, and Tate's gone straight through. He's up over the halfway. He's got support coming up. This will be a try to North Sydney. Lennon will score, and this will make it 8-all. Lennon's in.
That really was good football, but I hate to say it, there was two feeble attempts by the St George players, and I think you'll find it's Young and the hooker Johnston. Beautiful.
Evans plays the ball. Johns goes on his own. So 8-all the score approaching half-time as Young takes it ahead, and away it goes to Wynn. Wynn up over the halfway. He's got Beattie in support. He's taken from behind. He'll play the ball 32 metres out. Last tackle against the Dragons is going away now from dummy half. It goes to Robinson. On it goes towards another one of the players, Evans, who put the ball onto his boot, and Lennon has it for North Sydney. St George just can't get the ball away from their own line as Young tucks the ball under his arm and goes straight and hard and sends the pass away to Johnston. The flick pass comes back over the halfway towards Fraser. Fraser down towards the North Sydney quarter line, and he's caught in good cover defence. Coming across quickly with Simons. They keep the movement going quickly, St George. Across it goes from Evans. Away out wide it goes back now towards coming down the centre. This time Fullerton Smith. The fumble pass is picked up by another player. Now it's on to Kokas. And Kokas is tackled in tackle number 5. Almost on the North Sydney quarter line. Open side it comes. This is the last tackle against the Dragons. As the kick comes in, it comes off a North Sydney player. They're playing soccer with it. And the St George player, Fraser, just looked at that. I don't think he knew whether he was onside or not. And North Sydney came up with the ball on the quarter line.
Well, that really was silly play. I mean, Fraser obviously thought he must have been offside because he didn't whether touch it, drop on it, kick it.
Let's go down to Ian Hansen. He had a pretty good view of that.
Well, actually, more importantly, David, on the other side of the field, Norths are in a lot of bother here. Greg Florimo is down getting attention, so he could be scratching here in the second half.
And he seems to have injured a leg as Norths have the ball on the quarter line and trying to bust them up this time and getting the pass away towards Conlon. Conlon down towards the St George quarter line. The floated pass out wide goes from Simon. Back on the inside. North Sydney continue the movement going through Cannon, and Cannon's held up in tackle number 5. Only 18 metres away. North Sydney's turn to attack through Friend. Friend puts the kick in, and this will be a try. Willett going to the line as Tate. Back on the inside comes Lennon, and Lennon scores. Try.
Well, put that down to Mark Graham's pass way back in his own quarter that set the full back sailing Paul Conlon from that position.
Sydney run back the length of the field to score that try. Maybe we're going to see the game really open up in the second half. North Sydney run the ball back towards the St George quarter line. That's French. Towed through by Wynn. There's a race for the ball. Getting back there though and fielding it is Conlon. Conlon is pushed by Kokas. Can he get him back in the field of play? Good football from Conlon. He's got away from all of them. He's over the north quarter line. He's got support. He's up over the halfway. Back on the inside. The ball come. It's been fumbled. Gathered up by Florimo. But the scrum will go down for the knock on. And the forced pass sees the error made and North Sydney come up with possession. Now, Beattie, you can see him holding the back of his neck, so there's no doubts that that's what the injury's all about. Good football from Mark Graham, and now Simons dashing down the right wing, throws the dummy, back on the inside. Good defence, though, from Brian Johnston. Friend, that's Cannon. The pass comes to Teasdale, the long ball out wide. There's plenty of North Sydney fans out here. Look at McKinnon. McKinnon up with the quarter line. The floated pass over the top is grabbed by Lennon. Lennon for the corner. Can he get there? Oh, he's held up. He's trying to reach and put the ball down. And the referee says held up. Well, close for St George, but they should have scored.
They certainly should. Deary me.
The Masters will bring the changes shortly as North Sydney have the ball, and away it goes to Bella. Bella straight down the centre, and he's got time even to get his pass away to McKinnon. McKinnon throws the dummy back towards the halfway line. Well, Bella had 4 men round him and still slipped the pass. Right at dummy half. That's Friend. Friend on his own. The little chip and chase over the top. He's into the open space. He's regathered. He's got Cannon in support on the inside. Cannon for the line. Cannon will score. North Sydney have got the game all thrown up now. Clayton Friend, the chip and chase. Cannon in support on the inside. It's 16-10. The dummy half. Away it goes to Young. Now Young puts the kick in. It finished up being a reasonable kick, but it could have easily been picked up easily for North Sydney, and in the end Florimo stepped in. He's put the ball back on the inside. That's Lennon. Lennon kicks it through. Lennon or Johnston. Johnston and Lennon, the two of them racing for the ball. Lennon throws it into the end goal area, and it's crossed the dead ball line. Well, two of the speedsters in rugby league doing battle there.
Well,
the Masters must be very disappointed.
Well, he'd have to be, David, but I'm sure Stanton feels that he's out of the danger zone. And talking of danger zones, I think we're going to see a lot of shake-up in the St George club in the next week. This is appalling.
And there's a good ball away that's picked up by Tate out wide. It slipped away towards Cannon. Cannon's got support both sides. It goes to Teasdale, and Teasdale will score. No, referee says forward pass.
Well, Freddie can't believe it. It isn't often that Teasdale goes in for a 4-pointer. Beautiful ball here by the skipper onto the fullback, who I think has been the man of the match, Conlon. Now, Cannon has played very well, as has Lennon. And good support play, but just a fraction
Now
forward.
Funnell's made a break for St George, running it up towards the halfway, looking for support. He's found it too. That's Hall. Hall looking for support on the outside. His pass has gone to ground. It's come back to Johnston. Johnston trying to look around. He's still trying to get the pass away, but there was no more support players up there. Wilfred Williams, the wing, has finally got there. He's in a dummy half. He's had it towed through. It'll be 6 to go, or is it? It's knocked on. It's a penalty anyway for the tow through. The referee was playing the advantage rule. So St George still get the ball. And taking it from dummy half is Wynn. Wynn going straight and hard. He got a pass away to Fraser, and Fraser is in. No, forward pass against St George this time.
Well, David, I wish I had $1 for every time the coach, Roy Masters, has shaken his head today. At least they were trying. There you saw, get the ball out wide. Wynn slipped it through, no doubt about it. The lock four was just slightly in front.
Well, St George would dearly love to see a tight head go their way here, and they might have done that. They have. In fact, St George have got a chance from dummy half. It goes away from Robertson. Back it goes to Kokas. It's loose. Picking it up is Fraser, and Fraser has scored. Try to St George. 18-14, and is there time left for them to come back from the dead?
Well, good.
North Sydney will probably just go through this group of 6 tackles, and that'll just about see the match out. North Sydney leading 18-16.
I think you're right there, David. They'll just play it out of here, slow as they can, wait for the kick downfield, try to waste as much time as they can. And to be fair to them, they have been the better side. Any side that scores 4 tries to 2 deserves to take the spoils.
McKinnon going on his own. Good tackling from Kokas. Going up the centre this time is Rex Wright. That's another good tackle from Blackburn. Last tackle against North Sydney as Bella sends it away to Friend to Cannon, and Cannon looking to throw the pass, but Tate had overrun it, puts his kick in. That doesn't look as if it'll be a bad kick. It's fielded there somehow by Funnell, not well, awkwardly perhaps, but he's managed to secure the ball for St George just outside the quarter line. Well, the full-time siren expected at any time. In fact, there it goes now. So what can St George do? Nothing, because the referee calls timeout, and that's the ball game as far as the Royal East, the show game, is concerned. North Sydney have defeated St George by 18 points to 16.
That came through very well indeed. And you've got to hand it to their coach, Frank Stanton. It was a case, really, of changing tactics. Get the ball out wide. That's where the gaps appeared. And full credit to the Bears. They scored 4 tries to 2. Fully deserved to win today.
So there we are, the details of the match. North Sydney 18, Cannon and Lennon each bagging 2 tries, and Friend kicking 1 goal after Clark had missed with 3 attempts. And for St George, Kokas and Fraser scoring tries, and Funnell kicking 4 goals. So in the end, victory to the North Sydney Bears by 18 points to 16. And I think we'll go down to